The views expressed on this program do not necessarily represent those of ReviveFM or its management.
And welcome to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. And today we are privileged and excited to have Herol Graham as our guest. Good morning, Herol.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, thank you. It's not too bad. Thank you. So.
Right. It's good to have you with us. And sorry, I do apologize. Sorry, can you just speak again, Herol, please?
One, two, testing, testing.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sorry, because we've got about 4 microphones here, so I think your one is yeah, that's fine. So thanks for coming along. And how are you doing?
Oh, fine. Just getting back to normal hospital. Recovering nice and slowly.
Sure. That's good to see you. And of course, you were a former British, European, and Commonwealth boxing champion.
Yes, I sure was. They were the days.
Yeah, and so was that? I know you fought at. I think at the beginning of your career, I think you had. Was it light middle? You started off.
Yeah,
as?
started at light middle, then realized no, sorry, I can't keep this weight down. So we shot it to middleweight.
Right. So you went up to middle.
Yes.
And in fact, I think you also went up to super middle, I believe.
Super middle, yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
And to super middle later on, of course, later on in the career. Yes.
Right. And what was your sort of ideal weight at that time?
My ideal weight for both, I was always in between weights.
Okay.
And like for middleweight, we went up to 11.8. Yeah, 11.8, I think it was. And
right.
I was always just slightly below.
Right.
But it's okay. I didn't have to force myself or keep killing myself for weight categories.
Mm-hmm. Because obviously, sometimes the bigger you are, but if you can fight at a lower weight, it's to your advantage, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of people do that. The bigger they are, then they say, right, okay, then if I fight at a lower weight division, I'll be better off. And so, sometimes you are because you're taller than them and slightly weightier than them as well. So I did that myself, and it did work, but it does pressurize you as well because you've got to make that weight all the time, and eventually when your weight doesn't want to move or come down, you're in trouble.
That's right. And of course, that was recently, we saw that in the Lomachenko fight against Teofimo Lopez. Many people thought that Lomachenko was pound for pound the best boxer and he'd sort of win. But as we, during the fight, I could see that Lopez was actually physically a lot bigger than Lomachenko, and he won it. That surprised a lot of people. But I think having that sort of bigger advantage in terms of size can always, is sort of a significant factor.
Oh, it is definitely. If you hold the weight, especially if you can hold the weight properly, a lot of people hold the weight. And they can hold it well. 2 pound. 2 pound is it's hard to get it off when you're making weight. And so people are having a 2 pound, 3 pound advantage. They've got a big advantage over you on weight category.
And did you find it affected your power in any way to perhaps keep at as you went up in weight? Because sometimes what happens is that if you're you in terms of size, you were sort of at that sort of size where you could have gone up and down probably relatively easily.
Yeah.
But for instance, say someone like Pacquiao, who is naturally of a smaller stature, but he's been going up in weight and still having the power.
Same weight, same power affection. Yeah.
That's unusual. I don't think that's always possible.
You get that with some boxers. Some boxers, are like some middleweights, are like it's like looking at Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight. I know, but it's like saying there's different heavyweight categories, and like some of them don't punch the weight, and yes, some do the speed. It's the speed of the punches, then.
Yes.
Especially in most divisions, it's speed of punches coming through. Speed. I always keep saying, speed times strength equals power.
That's right. And they were saying the same thing about Tyson Fury, because they're saying he's such a big guy, he didn't actually have that much of a powerful punch. Although he showed that in his last fight with Wilder, but for such a big man, 6'9", he never had that sort of devastating, sort of powerful sort of
the knockout punch. What does this say? It's like myself as well. Sometimes I say, he can't punch that much, but I can punch harder than I reckon I can sometimes, and harder than they think. But it's just the fact that I don't like going in there setting up for big punches, because they can catch you as well.
Yes.
So I just do the little nippy punches in and out.
That's right. Oh yes, that's
right. On points.
And of course, throughout your career, you had some very successful bouts where you were able to knock out boxers that other guys weren't able to knock out.
Oh yeah. That was good as well. I mean, it's like saying, when you can controlling the fights. My weight category, and it's like saying, instead of going in there fighting all the time, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to play. And I play games, and I say play games. I play games with tip and tap and moving out the way all the time. And the opponents ate it, because they knew for what they've got to chase me.
Right.
If they've got to chase me, it's like saying, I'm just moving out the way all the time. I know what. Let's say I know what they're going to do. I presume I know what they're going to do. I just get out of the way in time and then catch them.
Sure. I can't think of any other boxer that that's respected so much in terms of defensive skills as yourself. What was it that really sort of put you in a different league? Because I speak to many people about boxing, and they all seem to put you in a different category. And there doesn't seem to have been any other boxer that, with equal skills as yourself. So what was it exactly that sort of defined you in that way?
I don't know. I know other boxers who have got good defensive roles in their technique, and like me myself, I hated getting punched, especially against Julian Jackson and those people. And it's like a case that I tried to keep away, but I couldn't all the time, and getting caught by one shot, a loss of world championship, or I didn't get it. So I just thought, no hell, just keep out of the way.
But those circumstances weren't really the circumstances where, typically you'd see a boxer because I'm sure you're being very humble there, because you're virtually winning the fight. It was just like you were just like on the finishing line, and you were just caught out with unfortunately with a very unlucky sort of punch, because the referee would have definitely stopped it the next round. If hadn't gone, he would have definitely stopped it. So you're just on the verge there, and unfortunately,
that's what they said to the referee. Said, "You're lucky. Lucky that you didn't go further, because you would have been the champion." Never mind. One of those things.
That's right. Yeah,
it is.
So because I think you're probably your use of ring space is something which I don't see any of the younger boxers, utilizing these days. Your use of ring space and how you used to just position yourself. It's an acquired skill, isn't it?
I say to myself, it is. It's you've got to know what you're doing, of course. And like your mind's got to be 2 steps in front. Literally. That's right. Before you even think about it, you've got to do it. And that's what they used to do, and just move on. Your feet movement, what to do with your feet movement and hand speed.
Yes. That's right. And whereas in boxing normally, when people want to avoid another boxer, normally it's because they say, "Oh, well, he's a very sort of good, powerful puncher." And that's normally the reason for avoiding. Say something like Mike Tyson or some other devastating sort of like punches. People would avoid them for that reason. Roberto Duran, even Nigel Benn. These are boxers who had great, boxing abilities, but had very powerful punches.
Yes.
And they were avoided for that reason. But I think you were probably the only boxer I know I could think of that people avoided you because you couldn't be hit. So it was a reversal of
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Can't hit him. What's the use of boxing him if you can't hit him? And in a sense, it's true, but it's like saying, I'm there in the ring as the other person, and I've got to do the same thing. I've got to hit you before you hit me.
Yeah.
It is equals.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, who would you say? I mean, I know you probably may mention Mike McCallum, but who is the most powerful puncher that you faced that you feel that you probably performed, that your skills were sort of best demonstrated against? I mean, I know Mike McCallum was one of the probably up there, but who would you?
No, the guy I didn't beat again, Julian Jackson.
Right.
He's a powerful puncher. He's a one-shot man.
Yes.
He can hit you with one shot and get it all over.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
but
you did very well against him. As
yes,
yeah.
Well, I mean, for what happened, is that saying sticking my neck out at the wrong time.
But wasn't there should have been a rematch? But I suppose he probably didn't want to have a rematch.
No, there weren't going to be a rematch. It's like saying I know full well that if I fight the way I could, and if I won the fight, it definitely wouldn't have been a rematch. But if I lost it, also they won't give me the rematch because it's too close, too close for comfort.
Right. I mean, had you won that particular match, I mean, your whole sort of career would have gone down a different avenue.
Yes.
And what would have happened had you won that match? What would the direction of your career have been?
The direction of the career is like a defense of the championships, and money's going over to America, earning a much better amount of money.
Right.
For the bank account. So,
Yes,
but it was just one of those things.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. It wasn't to happen.
I mean, apart from the British, Commonwealth, and European titles, normally they used to have like international type of titles. You must have. I think you probably did go for those as well. International titles was your.
Yeah, the international titles. I didn't go for many of those. It's just that the European Commonwealth, that type of things, no problem. Yeah, and I won them quite easily.
Yeah.
And then, coming up to World Championship, they were the hardest ones.
Right.
When I say hardest ones, they were hard because
Right.
it's a different category of boxers, and the boxers are much better, of course.
Right. And then you sort of went out of the scene for a few years. Then you came back again. So.
Yes.
So, do you think that was a good decision at that time to come out of it for? I think it was about 3 years. I think it was or something.
I forgot myself now. It was about 2 years.
That's right.
I had medical problems. Medical problems, injuries.
Right.
And so the case that let them settle down. So I had to, keep calm with myself and with the injuries. So I didn't default them anymore.
Sure.
But that's the way of life.
Right. I mean, having got into boxing at a quite a young age, I think you were in your was it around 12 or something you started, was it?
I started literally started boxing in the 8th.
Right.
And then I finished at 40 something. 40 something. Yeah.
Right.
But it's good. I enjoyed it. I mean, people say, "Oh, you end up punch drunk," but you don't end up. It's not a case of ending up punch drunk. It's like you can end up slightly on the worst side of it, where you're taking too many punches. But it's a case of in boxing, you got to hit them without being hit yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because your style was based more on defense, counter punching than actually, like a go forward type of boxer. So I would have thought that you probably sustained a lot less, punches than perhaps a go forward type of boxer.
Yeah, that's true. With one guy, with Julian Jackson, he hit me the most at the competition, and powerful, dreadful punches. But you have to take some to feel who's who and what he can do.
Right.
The fight was won by him by stoppage, and I regret it. Of course, you regret every fight you lose.
Yeah. I mean, in that round, I mean, obviously, you know, we're all sort of wiser after the event, as they say.
Yes.
But in that round, had you sort of, you know, stayed back a bit, and I think you would have won it hands down. I think you just wanted to finish it by a knockout. I think.
Yeah, it was that. It's like saying me being too callous and say, "Yeah, I'm going to do this," and then started moving forward for the fight, take the fight from him. But the main thing is that he was hungry, because it's like saying it's his neck on the line.
Yes.
So he was out to get me also. So it's one big, massive overhand shot that got me, and it was all out.
Yes.
All over. But that's life. You win some, and you sure do lose some.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. And of course, the other, you know, very skillful boxer that you fought was Mike McCallum. But I think that you had a split decision there.
Yes.
But also very much a feared boxer, because he was very skillful in all the departments.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. I give him credit. I mean, for the fight, I know it was close, but I thought he just pinched it. But the judges didn't think the same way.
Yeah.
He was surprised as well. He said he said that was luck on my side.
So, where was the venue for that? Was it in the States? Was it, or was it?
It was in the States. It was, yes. I'm sure it was. Yeah. It was a good fight. Very good fight. Remember it well.
Right. Right. Sure. No. Well, we're just coming up to a break now, and after the break, we're going to carry on with this fascinating talk with Herol. So let's speak again in a short while.
Yes. Okay. Then, no problem.
Turkish Kitchen, the best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
London is now in Tier 2 and on high alert. To help stop the spread of coronavirus, households must not mix indoors. Only meet people outdoors in groups of up to 6. You must work from home if possible, and reduce the number of journeys you make. For further details, go to gov.uk/coronavirus. Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
क्या आपको मालूम है कि नूरा जैसी बच्चियां पानी के लिए रोजाना 3 मील पैदल सफर तय करती हैं? मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को यकीन है कि आप छोटे और बड़े पैमाने पर पानी के मंसूबे लगाकर इस बहरान को खत्म कर सकते हैं। आपके एहतियात दुनिया भर के पसमानदा लोगों का म्यार जिंदगी बेहतर बना रहे हैं, जबकि अभी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है। पानी सबके लिए के प्रोजेक्ट में हमारी मदद कीजिए। आज ही अतिया कीजिए या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org.
Kebabish Original, one of the biggest names in the restaurant trade. Visit your local KO to experience the thrill of the grill and the most authentic Pakistani cuisine. From our kebabs to our curries and from our mixed platters to our peri-peri, our chefs prepare your food in front of you while you wait. KO is now offering franchise opportunities. To take advantage of our proven and successful business model, contact us on 0208 446 7779 or visit kebabishoriginal.co.uk.
Businesses, time is running out. Starting on the 1st of Jan, anyone who deals with Europe will have to follow new rules on exports, imports, tariffs, data, and hiring. I know we've all got our hands full right now, but basically, if any part of your business crosses borders, you need to do something about it now. This is happening, so make sure you have everything covered. We haven't got long. Start now at gov.uk/transition. Check, change, go.
Rosia Plumbing, the boiler specialists. We do new boiler installations, full house central heating systems, underfloor heating, boiler repairs, boiler servicing, and gas safety certification for landlords. With some of the best prices in town, there's no job too big or too small for our qualified engineers. For a free, no obligation quote, contact us now on 07956 282 948. Rosia Plumbing, the boiler specialists.
We're facing the biggest health challenge of our generation, and we've shown that together we're stronger than ever. But to keep making a difference, we need to support each other. If you're a man and you've had coronavirus recently, then you might just have the antibodies to help save lives in your blood plasma. That's why we urgently need men to donate. Giving blood plasma is safe and easy. Be the difference. Search Donate Plasma or call 0300 123 2323 today.
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile,
and online.
And welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. And with us, of course, is Herol Graham. Okay, Herol?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Oh, very well, thanks. And thank you very much for coming today. And we were, before the break, discussing your earlier career and how you faced probably some of the toughest opponents in Mike McCallum and Julian Jackson. And Julian Jackson, widely held as probably one of the most powerful punchers in boxing. And you had obviously no fear and decided to take up that chance. At the time, did you feel that you were ready, or did you feel that you needed more time to perhaps face? I mean, the way you performed in that, obviously you were about to win.
Yeah.
But then, unfortunately, but looking back, do you feel that that your career was handled rightly at that time?
Well, everything you can say yes, you can say no, but at the time it was handled okay. But again, things could have been different, slightly different, training wise. But I don't know. I enjoyed myself in the sense that what happened at the time.
Yes,
I went to box and to win the fight. And that all the time it didn't happen, but most of the time it did. And I'm grateful for what's happened anyway.
Right.
In my life.
Sure. I mean, going back to the time when you were out of it for 3 years, did that in any way revive your sort of enthusiasm for boxing, or because sometimes when people are out of boxing, they sort of get a chance to reflect.
For my enthusiasm, didn't need anything to bring it up. It's a case of I wanted to do it,
right,
and no one's going to stop me unless in a medical situation. But that wasn't the way. So I got back in the gym, started training, trained well, and I was ready for my fights, each and every one of them. So
right. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, so you were in boxing for how many years? Or was it
please don't ask me that. A long time. Oh gee, I started. I mean, when you say, but for how long? And I started when I was 8.
Right.
And I'm 40. Well, 15. I was on for about 40. I boxed for a long time.
Right. Right. And of course, during all that time, you had great fights. And overall, would you say that boxing has probably given you something very special that perhaps, if you hadn't done all this, then how would you have seen yourself in life had you not come to boxing?
If it hadn't been boxing, it would have been football. Football or rugby, because I was sports. I was a sportsman,
right,
and I played rugby and football in the high division. So either one of them could have done it. Boxing did do it, but not all the way. But I'm not complaining, not at all.
Sure,
Not
sure.
at all.
And of course, the story behind your ring name, shall we call it, was Bomber, was not because you were throwing bombs, but it's actually because of your running ability, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I used to be a fast runner, so everybody says gone bombing down the road, and so the nickname Bomber stuck with me at school, from primary school.
I see.
And that is, it kept going through. It's Bomber, and you can't even throw a punch.
Right.
It's the amount of punches he throws, as well as he bombs down the road. He can move fast, and all that type of business. But they caught on later on when I was moving, and they couldn't catch me. They said, "Now I realise what you're talking about."
Right. Sure.
Okay. Good nickname.
That's right. I mean, you went to the States for a few of your fights. I mean, how was that experience of going to, I think, was it one of your fights was in Las Vegas, sort of the home of boxing. How did you find that experience of going to the States?
The experience was great. It's like going over to different countries and fighting. The best in the country as well. Is a good mega experience. Like if everybody's to do it on a casual bill, do it, because it's a lot of experience on your overall build up as well in boxing. It's a must.
Right. I mean, your trainer at the time was, of course, Brendan Ingle, and these days a lot of boxers, British boxers, are actually going to the States to train. But I don't think that was something that happened in those days much.
In those days, no, it didn't happen that much. It happened, but you had to be at the top ranks. Not that I wasn't, but you had to be Mickey Duff and Michael. I forgot his name now.
Yeah.
Mickey, you have to be with Mickey Duff.
Right.
And it's like saying, I was with them, but I fought over there a couple of times.
Right.
But you had to be the number one man to generate anything over there and to keep the interest with them all the time.
Right.
Which I did in a certain way, but you talk about money, then you say no, I didn't get the right money. But they differ.
In your heyday, the other sort of popular or famous middleweights at that time were, of course, Chris Eubank, Nigel Benn, Marvin Hagler was around.
They were all around. Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, they had everybody in boxing who was in the middleweights.
Roberto Duran was, of course, and of course you went to the States and sparred with Roberto Duran.
Well, boxing, yes.
Yeah.
Good fighter, very strong fighter.
The Hands of Stone. How was the Hands of Stone?
The heart's like stone as well. But it's good fun.
Right.
And it's a good opportunity to fight the best.
Yes.
Not to win it, but it's close, but not close enough.
But I mean, Roberto Duran probably would have been the ideal type of boxer that your skill set would have been able to deal with, because he's a very much a come forward fighter, always attacking.
But it was a case of fighting them at that time. It's like saying he was the number one man, and it's like saying I had to box. And he has to box his hind legs off him, and it wasn't to be in the sense that he was their favourite.
Right.
No matter how close the fight was, he was their favourite. So I had to put my hands up and say, no, he fought and beat me. No.
Yes.
I'm not going to say nothing again. I'm not going to say, no, he didn't beat me. He beat me.
So you're talking Mike McCallum, are you?
Sorry?
You're talking Mike McCallum or?
No, Roberto.
Because Roberto you sparred with, but there wasn't actually an official fight. But you're talking about the sparring.
I was saying the fight in the sparring was brilliant. But if it was to fight, I think
Yeah.
I thought that just
because he didn't want you as a sparring partner after he realized that.
That's both of them.
Yeah.
It's a good fight. It's good sparring.
Yeah. That's right.
I didn't spar with Mike McCallum.
Yeah.
The body snatcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good one. It's a good one to box.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't to be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the training. I mean, Brendan Ingle, of course, also had Nassim Habed. And,
yes.
And were you training at the same time?
We train each other because although he's a lightweight,
yeah,
and me being the middleweight, we train with each other,
right?
Because we both had the same tactics,
yeah.
And so we pinch the tactics of each other,
right?
I spar with him, he spar with me,
right?
And that's the way we went on. If I was boxing somewhere, he'd go along with me as well. Yeah,
that's right.
Like vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, there was talk. People have mentioned that he, in fact, when he got into even with much heavier people, he'd give them lots of problems, and even in some cases, even virtually knock down boxers that are much bigger than him, heavier than him. So did you ever feel that sort of power from him at all in your spar? Did you spar with him at all? Or?
I sparred with him, but he's powerful puncher, but luckily enough, I was heavy to take the punches as well.
Yeah.
But he's powerful, yes, definitely.
Right.
Everybody knew that. Everybody sparred with him in this weight category.
Yes.
Didn't like it.
But I mean, he had a very unorthodox style.
Very
unorthodox style, and the angles used to come at. Would that only have been possible because of his lightweight, or do you think had he been heavier or bigger, that sort of style perhaps may not have been possible for him?
Anyway, he boxed at lighter weights, heavyweights, and he did the same thing. It did the same thing, trick you, bamboozle you into doing different things, and hit you with the big shots, and you'd feel them as well. Right. So he could do that to anybody. He could do it to a middleweight easily, which he did in the gym. Right. He was a clever guy. And he deserved whatever he did in boxing, the World Championship. He deserved it, definitely.
That's right. Because people probably forget that he actually did win all the 3 belts, major belts, but at different times, not at the same time, but he won them at different times. And I think a lot of people forget that. I think probably a lot of people just associate him with one of the major belts, but he actually did win, I believe, the WBA and the WBC, but at different times. Yeah, not it wasn't undisputed, but
really.
That's right. And apart from yourself and Nassim, who was the other? Were there any other major big names at the gym at that time?
Wayne Glenn Rhodes, a friend of mine, Glenn Rhodes. He was a lightweight. Sorry, he's a very good fighter. He did well in the championships. No one wanted to fight because he was slippery, very, very slippery.
Right, I see.
And then there's Johnny Nelson. We were friends, in and out, back and forwards, splitting up, this sort of thing as friendship.
Right.
But he was a good fighter as well.
Yes, I believe his record still stands. He defended his cruiserweight title. I think was it 13 times? I think his record still stands. Yeah, so he did very well.
He did well. But he was a good boxer. Some people think it's not that good.
Yeah. I think it's probably because his boxing style wasn't that sort of didn't capture the attention. He was, because he knew what he was doing. So he started boxing depending upon how he wanted to maneuver the fight. It didn't necessarily mean he's going to go out sort of attacking sort of style. It wasn't attacking style.
That's it. Some of the fights that I remember going to. You go to the fight and say, "Come on, put some effort into it." And to be laxy daisies, a bit, sloppy. not many people liked it.
That's right.
And the sort of
Yeah, and now he's talking of coming out and doing an exhibition match now. So he's still well. I mean, since the success of the Mike Tyson and the Roy Jones Jr. exhibition match, a lot of Xboxers are wanting to come out.
No, I'm not doing it. Sorry.
Right. The carrot's not big enough for you.
The carrot. You need more than a carrot.
Sure. Yeah. Well. That's good. I mean. Recently, of course, we had the controversy over the Daniel Dubois taking a knee. I think it was the 10th round against Joe Joyce. I mean, I felt he did the right thing because only he could tell exactly what condition his eye was in, and what pain he was going through, and he knew what to do.
And people always go on about things like that. There's only one person who can tell you, and that's the boxer.
Yeah.
Whether he's telling a lie or he's telling the truth, there's only one person who can tell you, it's the boxer.
Yeah.
And if something's happening within his own body, why not take it? If something's happening, something happens in my body, I can feel it. Like when I did my eye, detached retina, and people say, he could have gone on,
Right.
I could have lost my eyesight as well.
Yes.
I was lucky in that respect. They kept it after the operation.
Right. I mean, and that's exactly what the doctors are saying about Daniel Dubois. They said that had he carried on, he would, may have been permanently blinded. So that just goes to show that he, in fact, was correct in what he did.
So it's the boxer. I don't care what anyone does. It's always on the boxer. The boxer can say, I don't want it. He's got that feeling that he doesn't want it more.
Yeah.
No matter what, he's throwing away the fight, but only he can say so.
Yes. That's right. And I mean, looking back yourself, I mean, were you ever in your fights? Were you ever at a point where you felt that you ought to think about stopping the fight, or did at that time there may have been a different attitude that you felt you should still carry on because attitudes have changed now. People are more aware of this health and safety now. But in those days, I think people would sort of perhaps carry on when they shouldn't have carried on. Yeah.
But no, there's no time when I was boxing. I could have been in a hard fight and I'd carry on. In that respect, that there's an opportunity of me winning. And if I carry on, it just takes takes one shot. To win the fight. Hence, some Lyndall Holmes. There's a few who did it, and they got one shot and they beat me. It takes one shot to win. Yeah.
Sure. Right. Well, we're just coming up to another break, and hopefully we'll carry on again after the break, Herol.
Yes.
Stay with us.
No problem.
Thank you.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
COVID-19 remains highly contagious, and even people without symptoms can spread it. So we need to keep washing our hands when we get to work, keep wearing our face coverings in shops, keep making space when we're out and about.
Morning.
And now we're indoors more, we should let fresh air in to help blow COVID-19 particles away. Let's keep doing all we can to protect each other and help stop the spread. Remember, hands, face, space, and let fresh air in.
Businesses, time is running out. From the 1st of January next year, if you do business with Europe, you're going to have to follow new rules. So there are definite actions we all need to take now. More to do, I know, but it's work that won't be wasted. It needs doing no matter what. And we haven't got long. Less than 3 months and counting. Check what your business needs to do now at gov.uk/transition. Check, change, go.
With over 40 years experience in the industry, Plastic Carpets is the place to go for all of your carpets, laminates, linos and wood flooring. We have an established network of suppliers, which means we can offer some of the best prices in town. We offer free estimates and now even free fitting. Call us now on 0208 472 8568 or visit us at 157 to 159 Plashet Road, Upton Park, London E13 0QZ.
Through Minhaj Welfare Foundation, your giving saves lives. Your support has provided more than 3 million people with access to clean and safe water. Emergency relief in natural disaster and crisis-affected areas around the world. Supported orphans and needy children with a better future. This year, your help can do more. Donate your zakat, sadaqah, and charitable donations to any of your chosen projects. Call us now, 0300 30 30 777, or visit us on minhajwelfare.org.
London is now in Tier 2 and on high alert. To help stop the spread of coronavirus, households must not mix indoors. Only meet people outdoors in groups of up to 6. You must work from home if possible, and reduce the number of journeys you make. For further details, go to gov.uk/coronavirus. Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
Waiting to become a mum. It's a funny time. New things to think about, new feelings, and sometimes new worries. If at any point something just doesn't feel right, we've got a simple message. Just speak to your midwife. They're ready to see you safely. And if you've got a checkup booked in, rest assured, we've taken all the necessary steps to look after you and your baby. Just be sure to see us, your NHS maternity team. Help us, help you.
Revive FM.
94.0. On the radio.
On your mobile.
And online.
Welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. And of course, we have Herol Graham with us today. We're going through some hard fights he's been through and talking about generally about how boxing made his life much better in terms of achievements and so on. Had he not been a boxer, he would have perhaps gone into football or rugby. And Harold, do you have plans to perhaps teach your skills to younger boxers now?
Yeah, there's opportunities for me to do this. So I think all I have to do is like either set up or go into the setting up of a gym and show the people, teach the people boxing, the boxing stance, boxing itself, punching and movement, and then in the training side as well, which is hard training.
Yeah. What's the hardest part of boxing training?
All of it's hard. It's a case of doing the runs. When you're running, from the setup of my running, it's like say from the age of 8, I used to do about 3 mile running, and this is early morning before I went to school. Then you pop it up. When you get older, the mileage goes up, but it's horrible as well. That is running 4 or 5 miles before going to school in the morning. And stuff like that, just for fitness. And this is when they say that all sportsmen, they're not fit enough. Boxers, not just boxers, but a lot of other people, but they fight, they train well, train hard for the victories which they receive.
Yes, I mean, I think probably physical activity for some reason currently amongst young people, girls and boys, perhaps is not as attractive or not as at the forefront as it used to be. Do you think is there a reason for that, or generally attitude, people become lazy, or
Some attitudes, as you can say, it's towards training again, and people, I don't have to train. I'm fit enough. They think they're fit enough, and there's lots of people in boxing do the same thing. They think they're fit enough. They've gone about 3 runs during the week. Been in the gym about 4 times, and they think they're fit enough.
Right.
But to be fit for a fight, you have to be ready for all purposes, really.
I'm the running probably assists with stamina. Is that the case? It improves your stamina.
Running is number one. Like early morning runs, we used to do 6. I used to get up at 6 o'clock and go and do my runs, and 7-mile run, 8-mile run, depending. Sometimes more, depending on what fight I have.
Right.
And then I get back, shower back to school, and then do the same again during the evening.
Right.
Just before I was training, I'd gone about 3-mile run just to get me into it, and then into the gym. But it's hard work. Really.
Hard work. Probably you would have to have been very disciplined in the sense to go to bed, what 10, 11 or something. 10 probably or something, or 9 or something.
9:30,
9:30.
Like a good boy.
Yeah. So no partying and clubbing for you.
Not at all. Couldn't go any parties. No way.
Right.
Nightclubs. Forget it. And that was practically every week. If I wasn't fighting for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'd be okay.
Right.
Otherwise, Herol, you're not going out.
That's right. I mean, we probably saw that in the Andy Ruiz and Joshua fight, the second fight, and many people had sort of been saying that Andy Ruiz had, because he'd won the championship of Anthony Joshua, which was hardly sort of wasn't foreseen at all, and all of a sudden he was placed into this sort of highly sort of celebrity type of lifestyle, and many people were saying, well, he found it difficult to train, and therefore in the second rematch, in the second fight, he was way above his weight. I think it was over around 280 pounds or something. So way over
in a big way. I mean, it didn't happen to me. My weight would fluctuate anyway, but the last minute come down. Last 2 weeks of my fight, I get it gradual, all easy, and just keeping it that way. But some people, they fluctuate in a big way. It's up and down. The eating habits. It's all to do with the eating habits and drinking. So no drinking alcohol whilst you're fighting. No eating too much rubbish whilst you're fighting. Eat sensibly.
Right.
But it's like most of the time, I used to go on a diet where it was so no crossing a carbohydrate and a protein, no eating them together because it doesn't digest properly.
Right.
To hold on to the fat tissue in the body. So we would do this, and it works in a big way.
Right.
So I stuck to that and kept my weight down. It made you strong as well. It put some strength in you.
Yeah.
But it's just the hard work you have to put into it.
Right. And what about skipping? I mean, I know you're a great advocate of skipping and
advocate of skipping, definitely.
Right.
It's like in skipping, I say number one warm up. Number one warm up and cool down as well. But skipping you can't do without for your leg work, feet work, double jumps, treble jumps, crossovers, you name it, you do it with the rope. Well, anything the women, the ladies can do,
yes,
the men can do also.
yes. Well, now women's boxing is a big thing now.
It
Big
is
thing.
indeed, yeah.
It's taken some time. I mean, I'm a bit surprised because, of course, Layla Ali, famous
Yeah.
woman boxer, started many years ago, but it only seems to have been caught on properly now after all these years.
The women is moving forward.
Yes.
Definitely.
Mhm.
It's like running now.
Right.
Getting better runners.
Mhm. Okay. Well, we're coming up to the end of the program, Herol, and I'm going to sort of ambush you by giving you some names, and I want you to tell me how you would have done against them and what round, how it would have ended. So we start off with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard has been a tit for tat fight. Your jab, my jab, your jab, my jab, and it's be close competition. Probably I'd go for majority win for Sugar.
Right. Okay. That's good. That's Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler, more of a fighter. He'll come forward for the fight, and then I'll have to do the running, tipping and tapping. So it could go close onto a draw. Let's see, going his way on points. But probably a point on his way again.
Right. Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
Thomas the Hitman Hearns, tall, long, rangy, taller than myself, so he's got longer arms, and he'll use his jab to a good advantage. Be a very close fight. Give a draw.
Right. Okay. Roberto Hands of Stone Duran.
Roberto Hands of Stones, only because I've been there already, and I just pinched the fight on the points. Yeah, but I've been after sparring with him. Yeah, on points. Yeah.
Right. Nigel Benn.
Nigel Benn, a win for myself.
Right.
Majority unanimous.
Right. Chris Eubank.
Chris Eubank, another one unanimous. I'd say unanimous. I know what they're like. I've seen them fight, and when they don't want to fight me, when they do want to fight me,
Right.
for a reason.
Right. Oh, that's very good. Very humble. Very good there.
Humble as pie.
I slightly I agree with all of them except possibly Hagler. I would say that probably you probably might have got a split decision in your favor against Hagler, because if you look at the Sugar Ray Leonard fight and Hagler's fight, Hagler does not like the guy who's mobile. He doesn't like to chase the person. And that's exactly what Sugar Ray Leonard did. I think possibly you would have done the same. So I think you're really very humble there, but I think it could have been a split decision in your favor.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Yeah. I can say something. I want to be sure with myself. I don't mind saying yes afterwards.
Sure, that's great. No, thanks a lot. Really been great talking to you, Herol.
No problem.
And thank you very much for coming along today.
Pleasure.
And that's all for today for the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. And hope to see you next week. In the meantime, stay safe, and do remember that as part of the NHS Test and Trace, the NHS has launched the NHS COVID-19 app to protect yourself and your loved ones. It's simple to use and the fastest way to see if you're at risk of COVID-19. The app shows you the risk level in your local area. It lets you know if you've been in a contact with someone with coronavirus, so you can take the necessary action and let your loved ones know. It is a handy QR code scanner to check into venues without having to fill in forms. Everyone we love is in our phone, and now we can use it to protect them by downloading the NHS COVID-19 app. So please encourage your friends and family to download the app today from the App Store or Google Play. So that's all for today, and stay safe, and hopefully we'll have the show again next week, Sunday, on ReviveFM 94.0.
Did you know that girls